Hello guys and welcome, it is ThatSrb2DUDE here today bringing you yet another episode of the Get Good Before Launch series. This is a series where I talk to you guys and analyze the weapons of Splatoon 2. So far from the demo we've only been shown 4 of them and the weapon sets and such. And today's episode is going to be the Splattershot. Now the classic Splattershot in Splatoon 1, it had burst bombs and burst bomb rush, it's very simple. But in Splatoon 2, it's burst bombs and Tenta Missiles. It basically has a new special weapon. The Splattershot is your good old reliable classic Splattershot that is a 3-shot kill, has the exact same mobility, range and fire rate from Splatoon 1. If you're the type that likes to run and gun and get into the action, then this is the weapon for you. One ability that's going to complement this weapon very much is damage up. For the burst bomb and the weapon itself, let's talk about the weapon. It is a 3-shot kill, but with no damage up, it does 35 damage per shot, and it depends if it's a direct hit or not. If one of those pellets is damage fall off, it'll do much less than this, so putting some damage up just to make sure that damage fall off makes it so that you are 3-shotting people. The majority of the time will make getting kills very consistent. Damage up will also complement this well due to the burst bombs becoming more lethal and impacting more damage to your opponents, especially when they're used during a combo. This combo that I'm talking about is known as the burst bomb combo, as you would think. It will enable you to finish off your targets instead of just simply firing at them. How you perform this is by throwing a burst bomb directly at someone, then quickly firing right after. This will allow you to finish off your opponents with only one shot needed after the burst bomb has been thrown. Depending on how the enemy is hit, you don't exactly know how much damage has been inflicted, which is why using damage up for burst bombs makes the follow-up shot more reliable and consistent. As we know, Inquisitance is in the game due to the pictures that have been posted on Splatoon's official Tumblr page. Why I bring this up is because burst bombs can be used as a great recovery option in deep suppression and if you're standing in enemy ink. Instead of shooting the ground to recover in enemy ink, you can throw a burst bomb to the floor instead, because it will cover a larger radius of ink on the ground and it is just quicker in general. And this leads me to the last thing of the Splattershot set, and that is the Tenta Missiles. The Tenta Missiles are a special weapon that allow you to deploy 4 missiles per an opponent. This means that you're able to fire 16 missiles if you lock onto all enemy targets. Now, knowing Echolocator may potentially not be in Splatoon 2, I guess the Tenta Missiles is the next option. With the Tenta Missiles, you're able to locate any opponents around the map just by waving the Tenta Missiles around. In team play, this will allow you to spot and call out any sharking opponents that are trying to hide from you. Using this special weapon this way can be very helpful to you to make your next decision. The Tenta Missiles are also a great special in forcing people to move how you want them to, or in a really awkward fashion. Knowing that if you locate and deploy your Tenta Missiles onto someone, they have to move, because if they don't, they are going to get splattered. So if you see an opponent in a certain position, which is basically a power spot in their side of the map, then just charge your special and use your Tenta Missiles on them. It doesn't matter if you get the kill, because what you want is to move them out of that position. And this also leads me to what the Tenta Missiles counter very well. And that is the Stingray, because if you didn't know, once someone has used the Stingray, they are not able to cancel out of it. When I was in France and had the opportunity to play the Splatoon 2 demo again, I had Tenta Missiles and pretty much every single time I saw someone use a Stingray and I had Tenta Missiles, I would just launch it onto that person, because almost every time it is a guaranteed kill. I unfortunately don't have any footage of this, but trust me, it works. Many people have underestimated the true potential of the Tenta Missiles because they don't feel like it doesn't effectively get killed. But if you look at it in the perspective of trying to gain control, then this is a very effective tool. If this Splattershot set still stands, then I look forward to how people are going to use it in the future. With all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of Get Good Before Launch. If you like this video, please like, favorite, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch, both in the description below. Do it for both if you're feeling generous. And as always, guys, this has been ThatSrb2DUDE, and I shall see you guys in a future video.